The pussification of the National Football League has continued. Yesterday, there should have been a Sunday night football game between Philadelphia and Minnesota played at the Lincoln Financial Stadium in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but the game got postponed because, it was just a little bit too snowy out. In fact, they could have had quite a bit of snow, 4 to 8 inches. In fact, they could have had a blizzard conditions. If you will look into the history books, they played the 1948 NFL championship game between the then Chicago Cardinals and the Philadelphia Eagles at Franklin Field in Philadelphia, or was it Shibe Park? It really doesn't matter. But they played in Philadelphia in a blizzard, and Philadelphia won the NFL championship back then. This was before the Super Bowl. Super Bowls didn't kick in until 1966, 7-0. They played in a near blizzard. Why couldn't they do that in 2010, on December 26th, 2010. Beats the hell out of me. Well, hello there, everybody. This is Big Paulie coming at you from Pinellas Park, Florida on the 27th of December, 2010. And today, I thought I would bring a tradition that I have been doing on my blog, The World of Big Paulie. I have been doing for about 5 or 6 years, going back to 2005. So that would be, this would be the 7th set of predictions I had done. Now, I don't do these predictions to be Nostradamus. I do them to try to have a little fun. These are not the 10 Commandments coming down from on high from Moses. This is just me having fun and just telling you what I think just might happen in 2011. Now, the only prediction I hit in 2010 was in the sports world. I said Danica Patrick's move to Nationwide. She was going to do a few races in the Nationwide series of NASCAR. It would be a big flop, and it turned out absolutely to be. In fact, she only did that part-time before and after the IRL season, and she did not do well at all in any of her races. But I'm going to give you 10 predictions I'm going to make for 2011. I do not do it David Letterman style. I do it from most important to least important. Although, as you're going to see, David Letterman is in one of my predictions. Now, I'm going to look over here on my computer and read number 1 to you, and it is not good news. I'm thinking one of two things is going to happen in 2011, and brace yourselves. I'm thinking that America is either going to be radically altered. You're not going to recognize America by the start of 2012. There's going to be a big difference between America, between the onset of 2011 and the onset of 2012. I also see about a 10 to 20% of the dollar collapsing, and that's going to lead to a Soviet-like collapse of the United States of America. I give it a 10 to 20% chance of happening. A long shot, but a possibility. Now, this leads to prediction number 2. And that is that President Obama is going to announce by the end of the year that he is not going to run for re-election in 2012, and that will stun the political experts who think it was a given that Obama would run for re-election. But I think that the weight of the people not in work and the economy being a lot worse than people think it is, if you watch the stock markets and the Dow Jones, I think that's going to lead people to think that we could be doing better with our management of this country. And I think Obama is going to make a very unique gesture like LBJ did in early '68, and he is going to step down and not even run for re-election. It'll be a wide open presidential race in 2012. I think another thing you're going to see, to start prediction number 3, is the sports world is going to start changing. With the economy changing as drastically as it has over the last 2 years, I think it's finally going to kick in the sports world. You're going to start seeing salaries for the big name players go down. And this is going to lead to not only a work stoppage in the NFL after Super Bowl 45, that's going to be played in Dallas in February. I think when the 2011-2012 season starts, you're going to see a work stoppage of some kind. They are far apart on a lot of issues. The league wants to go to an 18-week season, and the players don't want that. There's also the matter of maybe opening up the roster. You have about 49 players on a roster now, plus a taxi squad of a few players that just sit on reserve and have to be activated if they're going to see action. I think what will happen is you'll see a work stoppage in the NFL, and you're also going to see a work stoppage in the NBA. They have to work out a new deal, a new bargaining agreement to get play started for the 2011-2012 season. So I'm not really making any sports predictions because I think the sports world is going to be altered by work stoppages, and the business of sports is going to have to change. Number 4, Sarah Palin is going to be the first GOP candidate to announce her plans to run for the presidency of the United States on the Republican side. But I see a lot of problems with that for her, as was evidenced when she ran on the McCain ticket in 2008. A lot of people had questions about her, and I think she will also wind up being the first to drop out even before the first primary in January of 2012. The Republican and the Democratic sides are going to be wide open in 2012, I think. Prediction 5. Watch Brazil and watch China this year. These are growing nations, and both of them are going to basically replace the United States. I have said for over a year now that China is the new United States, and the United States is the new China. And look what has happened in the last few months with the draconian rules now being put in. And now you get felt up when you go to an airport, and pretty soon you're going to go to Walmart and you're going to be reminded by Homeland Security Director Janet Napolitano, if you see something, say something. But what is it you're supposed to see? No one wants to tell you. And if you criticize the TSA like this pilot out in Sacramento did, then you get your home searched and ransacked. Welcome to the new America. I hope you enjoy it. Number 6, prediction number 6. Wikileaks will continue to find ways to make headlines in the new year despite ongoing efforts to quash them by world governments. We've already saw Julian Assange really take off and basically show the secrets that he has gained electronically over the computers. Now, will this lead to a series of controls put on everybody who surfs the web? Probably. But I don't see that happening by the end of 2011. Maybe by 2012 you're going to see more controls. Maybe, as Alex Jones likes to say, an Internet 2, where it's more controlled, more licensed, and you're not going to be able to do the things that you have been able to do in the decade or so that we have all been using computers. Prediction number 7. As the U.S. continues to pass draconian laws against its people, the sayings of Mohandas Gandhi will become increasingly popular as people find ways to peacefully protest. I saw Gandhi a couple of years ago for the first time, back in 2008. It was at a library, and I got it on, watched it on DVD, and I thought it was a spectacular movie. How Gandhi used his mind to beat the mighty British Empire. And the sun never set on the British Empire back in the early 20th century, early to mid 20th century. And he just beat him with his mind, beat him with his will. And I think if the only way, the government right now really has us by the short hairs. And I think the only way that you can peacefully protest, they're begging for you to protest violently, to demonstrate. You have to protest peacefully, I think. And people will be going back to the movie Gandhi and be looking at his writings to see how does one peacefully protest in 2011 America. On to number 8, prediction number 8. Reality shows, still a hot item right now. It all started with Survivor and Big Brother in 2000 on CBS. And they are still going on the cable networks, Pawn Stars and Storage Wars, very hot right now. I think by the end of 2011 you're going to see a cable network bring together a bunch of independent or lesser known candidates like libertarians and such, and they're going to have a reality show, and there's going to be an agreement between them that the winner of this reality show will run for president of the United States and the losers will not. And I think that would be a very interesting series. I don't see the two-party system lasting much longer. I think the two-party system is just one step above a one-party system that Soviet Russia used to use. And I think more voices, more answers, more possibilities is the way. And I think that the cable networks will see this and try to get interest in an independent movement, a third party in this country. I think it will happen before the end of my lifetime. I'm hoping it will happen in 2012 that we have a real, strong, serious, independent candidate. The only question is, who runs? Who runs against whoever the Democrats elect and whoever the Republicans elect in 2012? Now, prediction number 9 and 10 both deal with entertainment. Prediction 9, David Letterman announces his retirement, but it will not take place until August of 2012, because that's when his contract with CBS runs out. And prediction number 10, I'm going out on a little bit of a limb here, but American Idol is so popular. You've seen Paula Abdul and now Simon Cowell will leave the show, and this year they have Jennifer Lopez and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith joining on. And I think what's going to happen this season, there's going to be a female American Idol finalist will be forced off the show after a sex tape of her is leaked. Now, sex tapes are pretty much the rage. Started with Paris Hilton. It seems like, all the hot starlets, well, not all the hot starlets, but a few here and there. I think Kendra Wilkinson, who was in the Girls Next Door on E!, one of the Playboy Playmates, had a sex tape released of her, and it wasn't what she wanted. I think there is going to be an American Idol finalist that has a sex tape, and it's going to force her off the show because Fox wants to stay wholesome. Yeah, right. So anyway, these are my predictions for the coming 2011 year. I hope you all stay safe, and we'll be seeing me in about 12 months give you the predictions of 2012.